Good evening, everyone. It being 5:30 on March 14th, 2016, I'll call the meeting of the Ayer Board of Health to order. As everybody can see, I am not the lovely Heather Haas. Heather was traveling on a new job. As many of the jobs are today in this country, the owners are out of the country. She was in England all last week and is very ill. She called me this morning, and so she could barely talk, so she will not be present tonight, and we'll catch up with her later on. So I will fill in for her, and while we're on the subject, I'd just like to, because Heather did not run for re-election this year, which I can certainly understand. This new job is going to have her traveling not only across this country, but again to the ownership over in England, so you can only do so many things. I appreciate the work she's done for the last 3.5 years, and you know, there could be a time in the future when she'll decide to do something else. But so I do not see anybody here for public input, so we'll start with any material we have from the New Neshoba Board of Health. What do we have here, Jane? We have stuff to be signed. This is
Yes, there's one thing to be signed.
okay.
One from Bridget.
Okay. Nomination of animal inspector, invoice. Okay, we have a, this is all mail. What do we have?
This
is what we have left.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put this off because I want to hear your report afterwards.
Okay.
Before we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this looks like some routine inspection. So we have Apple Valley. We have Devon's Pizza. And we have the hospital. And she did have allergy awareness training that they need to do up there. Some hand sink problems. She has 3 or 4 things that she cited if you'd like to look at that.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay, and we also have here for review, and it was scanned. So this is for a Class 2 motor vehicle used car sale at 8587 Central. Jane, you said you scanned this to Bridget?
Yeah. And she received it.
I shouldn't think that this has anything to do with us. That must be down where the other one was, across from the fitness center, 8587 Central.
Probably, yeah, probably right in that area.
I think that's it.
Is that They're not Aquifer.
No.
Okay.
If you remember, we had the car dealership there before, but this is for a Class 2 license, so the only thing that would concern me there would be, but it has nothing to do with Board of Health, would be the fact that traffic getting in and
Yeah.
out if you're going to
Yeah.
have a lot
Yeah,
there. There's not much land, but that's more for, I think, the
yeah, yeah.
selectmen
Okay,
to
that
look
makes-
at there.
Yeah, it makes sense. Air auto repair. Air auto repair. It's not central collision.
What, no?
Air auto repair. Okay.
I think it was, I don't think it's been sold. I think this may be a lease, but again, it would be more traffic, I would think. There's certainly no Board of Health
This is auto repair. Yeah.
implications there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, at our last meeting, we had discussed the proposed zoning
Yes.
bylaw, and we had asked to have the planning board chairman here, but I understand he was not able to make it. You've met with him?
Yeah.
So if you could update it and,
So what we actually agreed on was that it probably was not something that he needed to attend tonight.
okay,
What I did prior to the meeting with Jeremy was to line up the new bylaw and our regulation and just try to match up the pieces one for one. And that worked out pretty well. I mean, we have a few extra things in ours, which, you know, is not unreasonable because their focus really is zoning. There were a couple of places where there were mismatches, impervious surface. I think there was also, oh my gosh, I can't remember what the other issue was. I don't think I brought that file with me. That Jeremy said he would, you know, go back to the consultant that they're working with on and just make sure that she's aware of these differences and see if they can resolve them so that we're, you know, we're matching one for one.
but we can't match one for one because that's a bylaw and ours are health district regulations.
We don't, the entire thing doesn't have to match one for one. It's just that where there are areas of overlap, there, I don't think should be something in our regulation that says you can do something and something in the bylaw that says you can't, or vice versa. So there were only a few areas like that. I said I just had a few extra, which is not a problem, that we could keep. He also was going to talk to their consultant about, I looked up the section in the Mass General Law that says that the SPGA should be, is the way it's worded, zoning board of appeals, planning board, board of selectmen. It doesn't say must, it says should. So I said, let's take a look at that and see if, you know, because in the existing even bylaw, it says that we are the SPGA.
Mhm.
So he was going to go back. And,
Approved by
and
the
talk to
Attorney
her
General.
about that. Yeah, right. And we talked about that,
Mhm.
the fact that it's already been reviewed and approved.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where it stands now. He just had some, you know, kind of take-home things that he was going to talk to their own consultant. I offered to work with them to attend a meeting because I had gone through the trouble of lining these things up. He, you know, indicated that it's not going to be on the general,
No.
you know, next town meeting. They had originally thought maybe June, but now it's getting pushed out a little bit longer. It might actually wait until fall because then you get into summer and there's so many people that aren't here.
And basically, that's what we said when we set
Yeah.
up a fall town meeting, that any bylaws, that kind of stuff, that
Yeah.
primarily in the spring, it should be all budgetary stuff.
Budget, right. And budget takes a long
A
time.
long time, yes.
And this, rewrite of the zoning bylaw is so comprehensive that on its own, it could generate a whole lot of discussion. So I'm not sure, and he didn't say specifically, I don't know if the planning board is sure yet, if they would put it into the, standard fall town meeting, or if this would still be a standalone, but just, kind of done in the fall or after the summer is over. So that's where we left it. He's going to get back to me after he talks to their consultant, and it's kind of to be continued. Where the one thing that we both agreed on, though, is that it doesn't provide the best service to residents if there's kind of another little hidden gotcha somewhere. So I asked if one thing they could consider possibly was putting right in the bylaw, no, there is also a Board of Health aquifer protection regulation that applies. So that it's just very obvious to people that there's something else you have to worry about here. It's not just the zoning bylaw. So,
And I think I
They're gonna
mentioned
talk
this
that
to you. One of the big problems we've had for a long time is the lack of a full-time building inspector. I think you and I are in agreement
yeah,
on that.
absolutely.
So that would be something that if a person came in and said, look, I want to do this, and generally if you're going to do something with building, before you get anything done, you don't hire an architect, you don't come up with all these plans, you go to your building inspector and say, I want to put this building up on such and such. Tell me what I'm going to need. There's where it starts, right there, to say,
Right.
you know what, we have this and you need to do this. And half the problems are because we lack that.
We do lack
And
that.
nobody wants to force somebody to delay a project 3 months or to make them get a planning board okay on a project and then say, oh, you know what?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to go to the Board of Health.
I know.
And certainly protecting the drinking water is
Yep.
purview of the Board of Health. So more to come on this.
Yes, absolutely. More to come. I haven't seen anything to suggest that we're going to get a full-time building inspector. I think what actually is going to happen as far as pointing people in the right direction is it's probably going to start really with the new kind of coordinating admin upstairs.
What has she got to do with building inspector?
What she would have to do is, if someone came in and said, I want to, building inspector on the best of weeks is only in his office.
Oh, I
couple
understand
hours.
that. This has been
So,
this way for ages.
Exactly. So what I think the gap temporarily or whatever that this is going to serve is that there's at least one person that works with multiple groups and boards that can tell someone where is your property located? It's here. Okay, these are the things that you need to do. That's aquifer, that's wetlands, that's this, that's that. So these are all of the groups and boards that need to get involved. So, right, full-time building inspector would be better.
And
I'm losing hope that it's ever going to happen. So,
well,
I think that's a step in the right direction.
I don't know about that because a lot depends on the will of the people. We've put it in twice. It was funded once and not fall through on.
I know.
Most towns today, if you watch the paper, they hire a full-time. And to try and get somebody to come in 2 days a week, should
right.
the present one retire, you're never going to do it, so it's going to present a
I
problem.
know.
But we're not going to solve that tonight.
No,
So
no,
we'll
we're
just work to see what we can do. And I think what we've done so far with people that have come forward to us that want to do something has worked out well. We haven't had anything or any pushback from them or stuff like that. So we'll just look for something more than in the fall.
Yeah, more to follow. And I'll
Okay.
stay in touch with Jeremy to, just see how is it going and
Okay.
discussions. And we may reach a point where it makes sense to either have a joint meeting or have Jeremy attend our meeting or, vice versa.
And it would be, right now, and it's funny when you read back, and I went back through my 1999 when we did it, and the first ones, in fact, the Attorney General, 2 or 3 bylaws were refused, sent back. So they had to be done again, and then they were updated, and then they were approved in the fall at a town meeting. So it seemed to be every single thing from the spring
Yeah.
was turned down and then approved in the fall when they made the changes.
Yeah.
And at least now with our regulations, there are hours we're not at the whim of the state decides to make a change, and
Yeah.
then you have to go through the expense and the time of meeting state regulations. So,
Right.
all right, well, thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
And I know we have minutes.
Okay, we have trash haulers.
Yep. And we have the trash hauler follow up too.
Yeah.
And we had thought, and it's funny, and people have heard us talk at these meetings about trash hauler, and we naively thought, when, remember, you and I were riding through town looking at all the number of trash haulers we had here,
Yeah.
etc. And since we started this process, which is now a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
I think,
Yes, it is.
some of them have gone out of business,
Yep.
merged with others. So this
Yeah.
is not an easy follow-up.
Right.
And despite
right.
the state approving all this, they do not keep a master list.
Right.
So for all
Yeah.
their rules and regs, isn't that a surprise, huh?
Yeah, it
That
is.
you can't.
It is, that there's no master
There's
list
no master
anywhere.
list. So I
Yeah.
had said to Jane, you don't, at the last meeting, said you don't have Empire Recycling here. And she said, well, then there's no Empire Recycling. Well, I knew that the business used to be located in Billerica. Well, I
Yeah.
said, they have one right across the street at the post office.
Yeah.
So I asked the postmaster, and he said, well, I think I send that bill to a place in Connecticut, but let me find out. Well, I don't know what they did with everything, but Empire is out of Charleston in Charlestown, Mass, and the only customer they have in Ayer is the post office.
Oh, excuse me,
Yeah.
it's not Empire.
No, it isn't. It's but that is the Empire.
Oh, is that Save That Stuff?
Say that stuff, yes.
It's now called? Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not Empire. It's just
That's
Save That
they
Stuff.
have that.
Now-
That is, Jen, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They have the.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I
okay,
asked him,
okay.
because I said, I know that company was located physically in Billerica. So he called back
boy.
and said, no, I know I send the bill to Connecticut, but let me give you the name. So that's them.
So now the pain in the neck thing is, I imagine that if Empire did go out of business, they probably acquired, some of the physical assets.
And again, because nobody tells you,
Yeah.
and you
I
don't know, did they acquire them? Did they not paint over them? So who
Well,
knows?
that's the thing, is that there has to be a valid name and contact information on the actual container, which they don't have over
No,
there,
they
if
don't.
that's the case. So,
Well, this was just sent out, as you see. So we just found out last week, because I asked him when I saw him at the
Yeah.
Board of Selectmen. So It was sent out 3/10.
Okay, good.
Okay, so we can find out if they're going to make a change in their container over there.
Yeah. And they are going to, well, I don't, maybe it's too soon to know, but you sent them the permit information. Is that
Yes,
right? So,
yes.
okay. Yeah.
I talked to Tony, who's the guy, and he was very nice. So,
Okay.
but he said that the post office is the only
That's correct. That's
Yeah.
customer they have in Ayer.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
At this time.
Now, this, let's review this so we know. Okay, so AW,
That's Allied Waste.
yeah, I know that, but it says that it has closed.
Mhm.
And then is BP.
But they
trucking?
have,
I'm sorry.
but AW has had trucks, I've seen them in Ayer.
And do they still have containers around?
Well, I've seen their
You've actually seen their.
recycling trucks, AW trucks go by.
Okay, got it. They could just be driving through town.
Well, when you see them at different locations in town, on
Oh,
different
you've seen
streets.
them. You've seen them doing pickups.
So you're assuming that
Yeah.
they have neighbors, so that needs,
Yeah. Or is there a relationship between Jane Allied Waste and BP Trucking?
No, not that I know of.
And
Why
Or-
would you?
well, because
Well,
your note
I'm
says.
just asking you why you would think that, because who knows?
Well, because you're, as per the internet, AWS has closed. You
Oh.
have for BP Trucking.
Oh, okay. No, that's a mistake.
Okay, so it's
Yeah, and I don't know.
that second one should be BP.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if they were
I think I
related
probably
in
was
some way.
typing it.
Okay.
Popped up, yeah.
So then when you go down to Empire, according to Stephen, last name at BP Trucking, they're out of business.
Yeah.
So did
Well,
you?
I talked to the Stephen, who was BP Trucking, and I'll have to check and see. I obviously screwed up on that one. And I was asking him, because when I talk to people, I ask them, because
Yeah.
I wasn't able to get a hold of anybody at Empire, and it was very curious. So I asked him when I was talking to him, and he said, "Oh, they were liquidated." So it was just,
Okay. But is this Stephen person actually from BP or was he from Empire?
he's from BP.
Okay. So
Yeah.
even though BP is closed, when you call, you get someone?
No, I called him. Stephen, I talked to at BP, and I
Okay.
made the note on Empire because it pertained to Empire. And I'll have to go back and see, somehow I've corrupted the information. in the
Okay, I
response.
see what you're saying. Okay, so
Yeah.
there's an error in this. Okay,
There's an
okay.
error.
I was trying to follow the breadcrumbs
Yeah,
here.
no,
and it was,
no,
can we have a little bit
it's
of,
confusing me.
a little order, please?
Yeah,
I guess
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to talk,
No.
so you can get everything off here, and I will not do any
no,
more
I-
talking. I can leave now and just leave my stuff here. I thought that this was something that I've been involved with, Mary,
I
and I
understand.
think I was having a conversation.
Jane, you're
with,
out, you're out of
I
order.
guess I am. So
You're out of
I'm
order.
leaving, and you can do whatever you want to do.
What we have here, Pam, is a little.
failure to communicate.
Oh, yes, we have a little problem with, I think, some of these companies, because if I saw one come around the Rotary, I'd say, okay,
Excuse
they've been
me,
over
I was
to.
just very out
they've
of
been-
order, and I'm very sorry. I will sit here and I will remember that I am not supposed to talk. And thank you very much for
I will.
reminding me of that.
So what,
We're having it interactive.
I
I
thought
will-
we were. I
Well,
thought we were, and I'm very sorry
so-
that I talked. I won't do any more talking. Sorry.
so if they just come around the Rotary, Pam, I don't assume that they're working in Ayer, okay? But when you see them in 3 or 4 different locations, you assume that yes, they are. And I understand
Well, I
that,
would.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand
And
that
certainly
some
if I
of
saw
these,
someone picking up,
yeah,
I would.
and I
yeah.
understand that some of these places have consolidated or sold out to someone else, because if you remember when we were looking last summer, how many we saw between you and I think we were up to something like 15 or 16 of them.
Yeah.
And now you see here, we have very few.
We do, and I wonder if this is the kind of business where assets are, kind of bought and sold between companies fairly frequently.
And you brought that up.
Even the
when we
truck
did.
that you saw
Exactly.
may be operated by someone else. It, could be leased by someone but still have a different company name on it.
And we talked about this before and said we need to make sure they follow up, they need to repaint them so you know who you're dealing with.
Yeah, exactly. So if I may address Jane, on the people that you asked to send a follow-up in writing, have you gotten anything back from any
With
of them?
very few, no.
Okay.
The follow-through has not been good.
Yeah.
And I
That's kinda
have,
what
some
it sounds
people
like.
I have well, I won't go into details, but I have
Yeah,
hounded people.
yeah. Well, there's only so much you can do. I think it's good to ask them to confirm it in writing. If they don't want to be bothered with responding to you, then all we really can do is, I think, keep a record of what you've been told, and if we still see containers or, see trucks making pickups, then, we deal with that then as a violation. Because you will have it on record in your, outgoing emails that you contacted them and heard nothing.
Right.
So
So we're, as far as we know, we're down to 10. And
now
again,
Gilchrist, that is now Heritage, is,
And
so Gilchrist is Heritage, but is Heritage? Heritage isn't on our list though, right? Okay, so you're trying to sort that one out too.
Can I speak, or, I'll tell you about
Yes,
that.
I would like to have a conversation with you about this.
All right, is it over, through Madam Chair to Pam, may I speak?
have you seen any of these, Pam?
I don't know, no, I haven't actually been
No.
taking names. I just want to understand what the relationship is, if any,
Correct.
between Gilchrist and Heritage.
Right.
Heritage is, I think the principal from Gilchrist became Heritage, but Heritage isn't in the trash business. They are actually in the lawn business, in the,
Oh, no,
yeah.
just to get even more confusing, okay.
So they've morphed into a different kind of business.
Okay. So I think same thing, it's just, you do what you can if you can't get anything. I do need to start taking note of what I'm seeing. There is a container on Washington Street, and it's somebody that I've never seen before. They're not on our list, Muller. So I'll see.
I don't, is this at an apartment house or something?
Yeah, I
so
think
it's not a construction.
No.
Okay,
I think it's
okay.
it's an apartment.
Okay.
It's like a single family that's
Okay.
been converted. So
Okay.
I'll take a closer look at that one and
Yeah, and give me-
email you.
Yeah, and if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could get a phone number or something,
Yeah, there should be a phone number on the container. I mean,
because
that's
not
the
even,
idea.
some of these companies do not even have a web presence, so, I mean, most of them do.
I think there's a lot of subcontracting going on too in this business that makes it, a little hard to track down. So,
So we had thought after this first year that it was going to be simple next year and we just send out the renewals, but you can see that that isn't the case because we're getting.
I know it. Well, I'm going to toss this list here in my car, so that
Okay.
because I drive around and I'll see a dumpster and I'll go, whoa, I can't remember. For the longest time, I thought Metrano was not on our list, and I kept thinking, okay,
Oh,
I
no.
gotta remember Metrano, but no, they're on our list. So I'm just gonna throw this in my car and start paying attention to containers.
Yeah, they're one of the people that have a permit.
Yeah, they're on it. Thank you, Jane. Nice up.
Thank you, I'm sorry that I lost it. I'm not getting very well. either.
And see, for example, that north side carting, we saw them last year a lot, or a year and a half ago now, but they're not here.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of,
And I
keep your eyes and ears open too. See
And
if you see anybody.
And I cannot make any vouchers for having a comprehensive list. I did talk to Mr. McNamara over at Devon's
Yeah.
and picked his brains, and when I talked to people, I asked them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's really, really tough to have a comprehensive list. I've
Yeah,
gone on,
it is. It is.
I've gone on the websites and, on the web to see who's servicing this area, and as I said, it's not,
Yeah. Did you talk to Mac Wetzel?
yes, they don't have a list.
Yeah, they don't have a
No.
list. He didn't
No.
have any ideas for how to.
No.
Yeah. I think sadly it's the old kind of drive around and.
Yeah,
sort of
and
pay
there's a
attention.
lot of, as Mary said, a lot of volatility, and they're,
Yeah.
like Empire, when I first sent it out, they accepted the thing, but my second mailing, it came back unclaimed.
Sounds like they were in the process.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course, if they've not repainted or we don't know, then they don't have to pay the permit because we don't know who they are.
I know.
So.
I know.
Well, we'll just follow up the best we can on that.
Yep. This is true.
All right. I know I had the minutes here a minute ago.
So if you would like to know, by the way, Jane, let me see if I can tell you when I met with Jeremy.
That would be good.
Our last meeting was the 22nd.
What are you looking for?
I was looking for when Jeremy Callahan came by my office to discuss this. I was going to give Jane the date that we had that conversation, but I'm going to have to email that to you.
Okay. I thought it was right after.
I think it was too, but for some reason I don't think it was that week. I think it might have been like for that first week of March, but I will email you and let you know what date we spoke. Just for the record.
Thank you.
Oh, and might I also
Yep.
mention another kind of oddball thing? I was on the website today. I know it's totally out of order, but it's not a big deal. I was on the town website today,
Mhm.
and I just want to confirm amongst ourselves, do we have 1 or 2 meetings in May?
We have
We changed it, I believe, to the 1st and the
the
3rd.
4th and the 18th. Oh, I'm sorry,
No,
that's
this-
wrong. I'm sorry, it's right here. The 2nd and the 16th.
Okay, because only the 2nd is on the website for some reason, on the schedule on the website.
Huh.
And in August, do we have 2 meetings planned in August?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. The one on the 22nd is not,
Oh, I'll get with Cindy and find out.
yeah.
I don't know, because I sent him in this thing.
It's in a different format, and you know how the website is in a different format
Yeah.
now, so something
'Cause
might
I
have
think
gotten
I
lost in
checked it.
translation.
I think I checked it right after it was, posted, and this has been accepted by this, this.
Yeah. It's just those
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
that because I checked the other
Okay.
dates and,
Yep, I'll follow up on
So,
that.
so do you think it was because when they did something with the new website that?
I kind of think it might have been, because the whole format, I don't know if you've seen the website, Mary, but it used to look has a very different look.
I knew
to
they
it.
were changing it because
Yeah.
they discussed it at the selectmen's meeting.
Yeah, so something might have, I don't know how, if existing information was just migrated over, or if it had to be re-keyed in, or whatever, but just mention that. Okay.
Yeah, because when you ask people to look at it,
Yeah.
and if all those second meetings are off, it's
I
not
know.
good.
Yeah.
And I know I asked the cable guy, I said, do you want us to send you? And he said, no, I always check in
Yeah.
here and everything, because I said, it's
Yeah.
no problem, we can send you a schedule. And he said, no, I come in here and check. That's a good point to
Yeah.
follow up on.
Yeah, I'm traveling in May, and I was just trying to figure out, okay, when exactly is the meeting, and had it in my book, but I was on the website, because I was also trying to clarify exactly what day is the town meeting, and that's when I just noticed it wasn't there, so,
Town meeting is the second Monday.
yes.
And that was when we when we did the schedule, it said on it, 2nd and 4th, except for, and
Right.
the reasons why.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I know that. Great, let me put that aside. I had the minutes and I think I put them down somewhere, and they might be in here.
I have one.
Do you have a copy of the
Yes.
minutes?
It has the,
No, there's,
is that it?
no, I know I had them here a minute ago.
Let's make sure I didn't take them out.
Are they in the to be signed folder there? Maybe.
Could be.
Yeah. Yeah, here we go. All right, did you have a,
They look fine to me,
okay.
so I will make a motion to accept meeting minutes of February 22nd, 2016.
And I'll second it. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, all right. Do you have an extra copy too? Because I'd like to have a copy from myself.
You can have this one if you wish.
That one may not have the,
I can get it tomorrow.
yeah, I've got an
Okay.
extra, I can give you a copy. I don't think I do. Let me check.
And do you want to say something for Heather? Or
No,
do we
because
say not present or anything, or
No,
for tonight,
because
or does she sign later?
She doesn't need to, a quorum has signed it.
Okay.
I mean, as long as the quorum has signed it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the bill for the quarterly payment of Neshoba Associated Board of Health. And this would be the fourth quarter of this
Yep.
year, so.
I believe we are almost at the end of the quarter
I know,
of this year.
I know.
It's incredible.
Goes by very fast, doesn't it? Okay, bills.
Fast for me.
So this would be.
Oh, that's right. Size.
Okay. All right.
And there you go.
Okay. And then we have the nomination of inspector again
Yes.
for the
Yes.
animal.
And I would suggest that we once again make that Colleen. I think he's doing a nice job.
Oh, I do too. Refresh me. Didn't we last year? I know we did it the first year. We posted it as per town protocol with regards to appointments and jobs.
And I think
We did the first couple of years, and I think
last.
last year we just decided, wait a minute, it's an appointment,
That's
not
right.
a job, a paid job, for example, that requires
That's-
policies and procedures. So I
Right.
think we
That's
decided last year, we appoint this, we're satisfied with the job, we're just going to
Correct.
reappoint her
Correct.
on that. Okay. So, it says, let's see, closed as a nomination, you know that form, it's due back to the Division of Animal Health by April 1st. A appointment runs from May 1st until April 30th of 2017. So, Pam, you're still listed here, so I don't have a problem with that if you want to fill it out or what you want to do.
I can do that.
Um, So I am assuming that we are going to do the same thing, and she knows how to take care of this because she's had to get it, I think, hasn't she had to go?
Sure, does that need to be notarized?
I think it does, yeah.
Okay, which she can get.
She
to a
does,
couple
she
of
takes
people
care
here
of
in
that.
town hall,
Yeah. So I would then certainly,
Okay. Acceptance of notification. Right. So we don't actually have to sign anything, right? She just
I think
takes
she
it.
has to. Your
Yeah,
name is
she
still.
accepts the nomination, yes. Okay,
And they have your contact, and I don't
Yeah,
have a
and none
problem
of
with
that
that.
has changed.
And is there anything over there that we have to?
Nothing
Because I think
that
when
we
they
have to
sent it the
change
year
for
before,
us.
you were still the chair.
Think
Heather's
so.
getting off, she's not here tonight, so I don't have a problem with them.
Yeah,
your
and
name
it
still
doesn't
being-
have a title or anything, it
No,
just has
no.
contact, so, okay. So, Jane, can you get this to
Yeah, just put it,
Carleen?
yeah, just put it in the sign folder.
Okay.
Here you go, right
There
there.
you go.
Yeah, I don't think that you have to sign
No, I don't
anything
see anywhere
in it.
here that I do.
I thought you did.
Looks like-
but
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna look
think-
at
yeah.
it before we leave tonight, because I thought there was.
I'll take another one.
You know what? Why don't you, you're nominating, note all changes, there's no changes. Maybe you should just put your information or write same as listed, just so they'll know
I
that
can-
you've already.
Yeah, I can do that. So, or you know what, I can also just put a little, signature here next to me, so.
Just so, like I said,
Just
that
say
it
here, no
indicates that you've
changes.
looked at it.
And I'll actually put a little signature here. 314. Yeah, just so we do have something, that's a good idea. Yep, acceptance of nomination.
I thought I could swear there was.
Yeah, unless they may have changed the
I
form.
just want to take a look at it before we disperse.
Have the
I think
nominee
you-
sign the form.
Yeah, I know she has to, and I know she has to get it
Yeah.
notarized.
Well, what I did here from my information was just put no changes, and then I just put a little signature and
Right.
date here.
That's
So
what I mean,
there's at
so
least
that they
something.
at least,
Yeah.
they at least know
Sounds
that
good.
that's been done. Okay,
So we don't have anyone. Yeah, just wondering, did this form just get sent back?
no, I think you did sign it, or we made something on there
Maybe
last
change
year.
the form.
No,
Yeah.
no, I think
Or-
it's the same,
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
at least there's something that's.
There, it is, right. Okay. We've done that. I'm just catching up if you want to look through the
Yes,
mail.
sure. Okay, so this is an email from today that Sandy Bean, the administrative coordinator.
Is it today or?
This was, yeah, this just came back to, let me see if I can, no, I can't tell when.
I think,
Robert
I
sent it
think
to her, though.
Heather was away. And just, maybe she just got it when she got back, because she told me about it today, when she called this morning to say she was sick and she'd catch up with me later.
Okay, so the request here, that Heather is noting that we should have some discussion
Mhm.
about here and affirm is Robert is requesting that Ms. Morris, per her contractual agreement with the union, is going to continue to provide planning board support for up to 4 hours a week until June 30th. You have been doing that at the planning board desk, apparently. Now that's occupied full-time, so he would like Jane to be able to do her planning board work from now through the end of June at your desk and computer in the Board of Health. And Heather's concern is that we need to keep, of course, Jane's time very separate with 15 hours a week for us and, then the 4 hours for planning board. Heather's preference would be to find another space to do this planning board work, just to make sure that we keep that,
I
that
don't have
distinction.
any, first,
What do you think, Jane?
I have nothing to do with this. This is out of my hands. This is, and I'm not trying to be obstreperous or anything, but
Uh-huh.
I don't have anything to do with it. It's really the Board of Selectmen and Robert who are dictating these things, and I don't have any say over where I'm working or not working. Now, the Board of Health can discuss this with Robert, but as far as
Do you see?
No, I
excoriating
just, Heather
me
told me.
for doing the planning board work at the Board of Health, I don't have any control over this. I don't have another place where I can go. There's no other place that I've been assigned
I know.
to.
It seems like it's a very small work area you have as it is.
Well,
Do you foresee difficulties if you do I'm not as familiar with what you're doing for planning board, so is this something where if you did it at your Board of Health, office and desk, that you're going to have enough room for everything, or
no, I don't think it's a space issue.
do you have materials, reference materials
I
and
don't-
things
I-
that you,
if I-
files that you
No,
need to access that are,
if I access files, they're in the other office.
okay.
So I'm not keeping files in the Board of Health.
Yeah, okay, I get you. And I don't believe there's any other, computer workstation
In the building.
that's open, right?
Not that I know of. Again, this is all being orchestrated from the Board of Selectmen's office and from the town administrator's office. And I really, I'm not the person to make these decisions. I'm kind of the pawn in the play here.
Yeah, I mean,
It is interesting to me, if I may interrupt your thoughts
of course,
there.
Sure.
Is when we discussed this when it was presented earlier in the year, and that this would go on till the June 30th. And the chair of the planning board had said at the time that he couldn't get in here to get the agendas posted, to type up the minutes. Okay, fine. I assumed that they were going to probably come forward with a request for some type of help, whether it be
Yeah.
8 or 10 hours a week or whatever.
Mhm.
So, excuse me, none of this says, this is talking about till June 30th. What is the plan for the planning board after June 30th?
I don't know.
Yeah,
This
So
is
it's
a good question.
another
I don't know.
interesting.
Yeah,
Neither
right.
do I.
Exactly. It's a bit of a dilemma because there really is, I don't think, any place else that you could go. How do you handle right now the planning board hours? Do you break it up by?
Wednesdays, I'm working for them. I have 2 hours I need to work with them on Wednesdays. They're regular office
Okay.
hours, which is, I work on Board of Health Tuesdays and
Yes.
Thursdays. Those are our set hours.
Yeah.
And I work on Planning Board. I have 2 set hours for them. I work
Okay.
from 9 until 11 on Wednesdays.
Okay.
I want to point out that because of these 4 hours extra, I'm here, except I've been putting in more hours because I'm making up. I was gone for two
Yeah.
weeks, so I do make up my time. But, so I am here more right now than I would be otherwise. But I'm really a presence in the planning, or in the Board of Health, more than I would be otherwise. You know, I'm there physically. If somebody comes
Yeah.
up, you know, I'm not gonna say, oh, excuse me, you'll have to come back on
Right.
Tuesday.
Right. And it's Board of Health business.
So, you know, there is some flexibility, and I'm more of a presence
Yeah.
than I would be otherwise. I just want to mention that.
Yeah,
But,
it's a good point.
you know, I'm working 19 hours a week.
And so what are your other 2 hours then for planning board are just as needed? Do you go
Well,
to their
those are my
meetings, or-
set hours.
Okay.
I do go to meetings, so the weeks that we have
Okay.
meetings, I cover the meetings.
Yeah.
And basically
Okay, got
right
it.
now, because Sandy is here,
Yeah.
pretty much I'm doing minutes and things like that.
Okay.
So that's just all. I'm not doing a whole lot of stuff for them. I mean,
Okay.
because Sandy's doing a lot of the administrative stuff.
Got it.
So, you know, but I am helping her out because she's just started, so, you know.
What problems, if any, do you anticipate or foresee if you were to be doing, or I guess you already are doing, right? Because she's at this other desk.
Yeah,
If you continue to do this from the Board of Health office.
I don't see any problem, actually. I really don't. You know, actually it's easier. Because when I was working over in the planning board, I was running back and forth. And one of the problems I was
I
having
gotcha.
is our phone would ring and I'd try to run over and grab it.
I gotcha, yeah.
And I don't have that problem now.
Hmm.
Because I'm there, I can answer the phone, I can check the emails on a more timely basis, and I'm not running back and forth, which I was. Or people were coming up to ask about this, that, or, you know, whatever, and they didn't
Yeah.
see that I was there. So, you know, I think it's really a win-win myself, but again, it's really not my, you know, it's
Yeah,
out of
but
my
I mean,
jurisdiction, but I found it easier
Mhm.
to work from one location because I'm not as strung out.
Well, it would seem so, because I know I like working at my own desk better, all my things are there, and it's
Yeah.
my computer, and,
Yeah.
you know, and so forth. And like you say, we do get calls.
Yeah, and I
Kind
was
of come in
breaking my
anytime,
neck.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
oh, that's my phone ringing. Or it would be Jeff's phone ringing, and I couldn't tell whether it was mine or Jeff's, so I was forever running over and trying to grab it. So,
Yeah,
you know, I think it's actually a net gain for the Board of Health because,
I like the fact that it's a different day, too.
Yeah.
I think that does make it easier to
Yeah.
kind of keep things
I don't have a problem with that.
straight.
I think, though, that they should have foreseen the problem beforehand and talked to us.
Yes, I
Not-
agree.
Yeah, and I think that was
Totally agree with
Heather's
that.
concern too,
Yes.
is, wait a minute,
Right.
you don't hire a person and then decide to do something afterwards. So, and I think when Jane was working for the planning board, doing that work
Mhm.
in that office, our office shouldn't have been opened.
Yeah,
Because what's going to happen is then maybe in the future, people think, oh, wait a minute, I called there on a Wednesday afternoon and there was somebody there. And it should be on our message and everything exactly when our
Yeah.
office is open. So,
Yeah.
If I could, our set office hours are 10 hours a week. So I was usually coming in for I work 15 hours.
I'm
for the
aware of
Board
that.
Health. So I frequently came in on Wednesdays for Board of Health. Sometimes if I had a meeting on Mondays, like today, I would come in early so that I do the 5 hours. So I frequently am there on
Yeah.
Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So, I don't not answer the phone on Wednesdays.
I understand that. I'm talking from a perspective of anybody coming in, and wanting and saying, well, wait a minute, I think I went in on a such and such a time. And the reason we put those hours when we got the increased hours was if we increase the hours on a Monday, then or we increased the hours on Tuesday and Thursday and didn't leave time for, say, a busy Monday night meeting.
Yeah.
So I think that,
Yeah. Well, I look at the Tuesday and Thursday as more of a, you can find somebody there on those hours.
correct.
You might at some other time.
Right,
You can't count on it.
right.
It's a hit or miss the other times, but there's going to be somebody there those hours. So, I mean,
And I'm still only working part-time. I'm only
Yeah.
there half the time.
yeah.
And it's 4 hours. And some of those hours are covering the meetings.
Yes.
So they're not
Right.
even during,
Yeah.
office hours.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I think another reason that it probably makes sense for you to do it in your office is that if it's not a meeting week for us and you want to use that Wednesday to also, fill in other Board of Health hours, you're there.
Right.
So,
Well, I think it should,
You know.
we need to have a separation though of the
What kind of
hours.
stuff?
But anyway, they should have, Heather is
Well, they
absolutely
should.
right.
Yeah.
Things should be covered beforehand, and what happens after June 30th, that's going to be their problem.
Well, the reason, if I may, Madam Chairman, the reason that it's to a date certain like that is of funding. It's a funding concern.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that we're going forward, we're doing a budget now, and I've been attending what meetings they've had, and I haven't heard that they've put anything in for the next fiscal year. So, again, not my problem.
yeah.
But I'm just, I'm not setting these things. I would urge
Yeah, I
you to
understand.
discuss it with other people because I'm just following orders.
Well, it's us to discuss. There's no
Yeah.
other people except that, that's our office, so.
I think where I am is I agree completely with Heather and with you,
Mhm.
Mary, that this was kind of a no-brainer to think about ahead of time. Gee, we have a new person.
Exactly, so.
Do we have enough chairs for all of the
Yeah.
people to sit in? But, other than that, to do this at your desk at Board of Health on Wednesday or any other day, I don't have a problem with. Are you okay
Well, it would
with
have to
that?
be Wednesday because the other days are Board of Health days, Tuesday and Thursday.
Well, that's true, but if Jane,
Not Monday.
worked beyond the published office hours and, needed to do an hour or a half hour of planning board on a Tuesday, when she's
Well,
done working for us, it's
Well,
no big deal. You just keep track of your time.
Well, you have to, but you also have to keep track of hours too, because if it's beyond your scheduled hours, then they kick into, okay, is this overtime? Is this, oh, wait a minute, you have to have a break here, So you have to be careful with that because of the
Okay.
schedule thing.
So then
That's the only thing.
subject to any of that
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
which I'm sure Jane understands.
So, Anyway,
Excuse me,
we'll
but
talk.
our scheduled office hours are 5 hours.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't be eligible for overtime until over 8 hours or over 40 hours a week. And I'm not gonna be
Yeah, it
working
would
that.
seem so, yeah.
So,
You're not gonna run
I
into that.
work 20 hours a week, or 19. If I were to work 20 hours a week, I would get benefits. Now,
So
Yeah.
anyway, I think
Yeah.
we've,
Yeah.
we've discussed this. There isn't anything else to say as far as I'm concerned. You? No.
No, I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And we can, we'll just, I'm sure Heather will, when she surfaces, call up and,
Yeah.
okay.
So, doing what you're doing.
So, and you can just look through and tell me what else we have in there. I think we already is that the same thing we discussed before?
Yeah, this is the cat that actually
That was the one,
Colleen did some nice follow-up
Okay.
with this, and the cat's been seen around after, whatever, 10 days, so it's considered non-rabid, and there's no need to treat, so that's a good thing.
is that your fault?
That's my phone. We just ignore it. It'll stop. Okay, yeah, another animal. That's not big. Oh, that's right. WebEOC. True. I got an email that was going to happen, but didn't. Yep. Okay, the guy with the surgery stuff again.
Yeah.
Yeah, insurance laws. Okay.
All of them are just kind of routine stuff that we have all the time.
Well driller. Oh, this is the monitoring well. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a big problem. Third party inspection report. Let's see how our transfer station's doing. Let's cut to the chase here and see, was there anything that was?
I think that's our town engineer that probably reviewed it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just want to see if there were any deviations or things that were not being done appropriately. Facility conditions. Okay, good.
Nothing that we haven't
No, it
seen or
doesn't.
talked about. It's kind of,
No, they're just asking them to, minimize a fire hazard from stockpiling and debris accumulation. Record collection stat times and mercury item containers, not a big deal. Quarterly inspections. Move an extra fire extinguisher from the old office to the new office trailer.
Oh.
So, doesn't look bad. Okay.
took some pictures, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Lots
good
of
for him.
pictures.
Good for him.
Lots of pictures. So that looks pretty good.
Okay.
All right, and World Tech Engineering. Number 2 proposes to reclaim East Main Street. Okay, I'm sure this means something. I'm
What's
not
that?
quite sure what
I
it
might
is.
be able to.
The Mass Department of Transportation Highway Division proposes to reclaim East Main Street from the Main Street Railroad Bridge to East Street in Ayer.
Oh, that's the
Project
work that's being
information.
done. That's the
Oh,
project.
reclamation of existing pavement. Okay,
Correct,
okay.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Reclamation, it sounds like they're, we're taking this back. We're seizing control of.
No. That's
Yeah,
that whole
okay.
project.
I get it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all a wording thing. All right.
Okay, so for the next,
Fine.
I don't think we have anything else for the next meeting. Do you have anything? Will you be going to a
I think the next
RAB meeting?
RAB meeting is not until April. Yeah, it's like the middle of April.
Okay,
So no RAB meeting coming up. I will let you know if I hear anything new from Jeremy, and if necessary, we can put something on the agenda for next time. But I don't know how quickly he and his consultant we're planning to get back with me
Right,
anyway. So
right.
I'll shoot him an email and just
yeah,
check
and we
see how
can
things are
always
going.
add it. And I feel better that they're bringing it up at the fall, because when he
Yeah.
talked about it that night and said, well, we want to have a standalone meeting and we're going to have it in early June, and I thought, oh no.
Yeah, I think it's just it's a big project.
You've
It's
got-
a big project.
It is a big project, and you want people around, and in June you've got he said early June, I said high school graduation,
Yeah.
proms,
Yeah,
all that.
I know. Then you're
And
into
then
vacation.
it's vacation.
I know.
Because even the selectmen were talking about just one meeting in July and one meeting in August, and trying to, although they didn't come up with firm dates, but I
Yeah.
thought, oh, June, if you want to get people there, June is not
That's
the
right.
time. So I'm glad that they're putting it back to the fall.
Yeah.
So,
So that's
and I don't
That's about it.
have, as far as we should have had, or we should be having a quarterly meeting with the executive board of the Neshoba Board of Health, but I tried, Jim was out of the office, and
Okay.
I have not received anything yet, so maybe he's changing it, because we're getting right down to the middle of the month now, and it's
Yeah.
usually a Thursday, so.
so
I
I guess
don't
as
know.
usual, if there is
If
one
there is,
before the
I'll,
next,
yeah, but
then
I can always let
update.
Heather know, so.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, then if that's all we have, then I move that we adjourn.
And I second it. All in favor?
Aye.